body bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer. This evening I'll be bringing you the 1990s kind of popcorn cheese fest, Lake Placid. I say that as like a kind of term of endearment because I do really enjoy this film. So this is a Steve Miner kind of a Steve Miner film. I think this is the one that he did directly after H2O, I think so. But we have a kind of very 90s cast. We have Bill Pullman and Bridget Fonda. But before he started getting into cooler films, I guess, it's Brendan Gleeson. It's in the 2000s that he started to get some like pretty cool roles, I think, that I can think of. But anyway, like I said, this is kind of a popcorn flick. It's not believable stuff at all, but it's just a fun ride. It's good pacing. The characters, I have to admit, now this is like 21 years old, they're a little dated, they're a little to their time, but still fun. They're still written pretty good, even though it's like, obviously it's very, very jokey, this film. A lot of comedic kind of lines in that and how the characters interact, especially between Brendan Gleeson and Oliver Platt. You know, the kind of the funniness between them, and then you have the love interest of Bill Pullman, who's just Bill Pullman, as is in most films, and Bridget Fonda. Yeah, I didn't really need the love interest, but that's what you get from these 90s films. Yeah, this just scraped in 1999. So what we have, it's oh shit, what's it called? It's not actually Lake Placid in the film, it's called something else, because as the story goes, Lake Placid, the name was taken, so it got called something else. But anyway, there's some disappearances and some deaths. Brendan Gleeson, the police officer at the time, is like with someone on a boat, and there's the kind of croc attack, and he pulls half a man in back on board the boat and stuff like that. Yeah, Bill Pullman, he's like an expert in kind of the field. Was it fishing game or something like that? He's kind of like a wildlife expert, and he starts working with Bill Pullman and the police. And then we got this. Oh, she's like a paleontologist or something. Bridget Fonda, but she gets shipped out there because her boss, who she's having a relationship with, is getting with someone else, and they just want her out of the picture. Kind of loose story bits, kind of just to set everyone up in this area. But yeah, they keep finding these bodies, they keep finding these different things. It's like, and then there's these attacks going on, different things happening, and eventually it's very obvious when they see a big effing giant crocodile. And then they want to kill it or capture it. Obviously it becomes one of these things where it's like doing these horrific murders, but then they kind of grow attachment and fun into this huge killing machine. Especially with the character of Oliver Platt, he's like a huge crocodile fanatic. He chases them all over the world and stuff like that. And this is pretty well done. Has some choppy CGI, but not as bad as most of the 90s stuff can be. And it's mixed with practical effects as well, so it's a big mixture. It's just Brendan Croc's really moving. There's this bit where he's like fighting a bear and stuff like that, and that's all CGI, but then there's a bit with like a helicopter and things at the end, and that's mainly practical, and it's done pretty well. And yeah, I said this is a lot of fun. I can't remember the old woman's name, but there's this old woman who's basically, she's just feeding these crocs and stuff like that. And yeah, I think most people know the story of this one, but it's just a fun ride. I've been just picking up some older Scream Factories lately. Well, not necessarily older, just starting to fatten up the Scream Factory collection. I grabbed this, The Resurrection, Hand of the Dead, Tales from the Dark Side, Dog Soldiers, these sorts of things. I like picking these up. So some of the new releases, but then kind of everything is focused around like the 90s, early 90s, late 90s, very early 2000s, that sort of stuff. Actually, Resurrection, I think that's 80s, no, can't think. But anyway, it's a nice little package. One thing with this, Scream Factory is very consistent with their artwork, and they went really strange with this one, and the artwork is poor. It's even worse, the one on the inside. I'm not going to change it around now, but I mean, I like nice artwork. So it's kind of, yeah, like I do like the Scream Factory ones, but you get a lot of repetition. That's not a bad thing. They're very well done. It's just they use the same group of artists, and they're commissioned to do this same kind of style, and you get a lot of repetition with their stuff. Sometimes it works really well, other times it's like nice to see something else, but that's not the kind of something else I really want to see. So I think this came out, is it like 3 maybe years ago or something? Oh, it doesn't say on the back that this was released. But the usual stuff with Scream Factory, they have quite a few nice extras on there. I think it's during that time in the 90s, especially towards the end, when they're really starting to like pile in the extras. DVD was starting to become a real thing at that point, so they're like filming all these extra bits and pieces. So as you can expect, it's like packed with things. I think there's a few new bits and pieces on here, as well as some vintage bits. Haven't kind of chucked into any of it yet. But that's me rambling. I'm really tired, so I'm going to kind of just leave it at that. I think most people have heard this film. Maybe not everyone's seen it, obviously, but maybe people have just skimmed it. It's like, oh yeah, I've heard of that one of these Killer Croc ones. But as they go, even though this is more on the comedic side and it's not really kind of realistic and that so much, it's still a really good Killer Croc film. Yeah. I don't know if it would be in my top 5, but I think it would be in my top 10. Yeah, it's a fun ride. I must admit I haven't seen any of the others. I know there's at least 2, I think, but from what you get from this, I think this would be enough. I think the others are just sequel by name only. I don't really see how they'd link to this. There's no real need. Why would you do a series of Killer Croc films? It's like, just do, well, you say that, why they do Sharknado? Yeah, and Jaws, well, look what happened with Jaws. It's not always great just to keep going with these things. But anyway, I am definitely rambling now. Hope you enjoyed this review. And definitely do check out this. I think this is actually going quite cheap now. I got this for like €13, which is probably like $15 or something. I think it's a standard price for this now. So I'd recommend it. Okay guys, thanks very much, and I'll catch you next week. Bye bye.